It's a kid, it's a kid, it's a kid, it's a kid. Sorry, I was freaking muted. Sorry. The kid, it's a kid, it's a kid, the kid, the kid, the kid, the kid, the kid. I'm here eating. I got cheese. Good at cheese, man. It's damn good cheese, man. So I'm here with my cheese bread. I've got some water. We're just gonna kick it. We're gonna kick it for about an hour. Whatever you want to talk about. Primarily non-football stuff. Because we will talk about football nearer in the evening. Because in the evening we'll do all that stuff. So this is just chill out session. Anything you want to talk about? You want to talk COVID, food, religion, space? Did we really land on the moon? Are there truly aliens? Racism, school, university, issues, whatever issues you have. Let's have this discussion, you boys. Yeah, I'm here for now. So, send those cues in, man. Let's have a discussion, man. Latin, what up, baby? Latin, what up, baby? What up, baby? We're in the house, baby. What up in the house? Um, Bro, I'm here, baby. It's popping. As I said again, I'm just chilling out, man. Chilling out, man. I mean, today was a rest day because it has been so crazy with the Champions League, man. So I'm trying to chill a bit, and I'm also trying to get back into Zelda because I've not finished Zelda. So I want to get back into Zelda. I got Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch, and I told you I played fitness boxing. It's kicked my ass. Totally. I still have a freaking pulled muscle from doing that stuff. It kicked my freaking ass, man. Um, cut your sandwich in half. Looks more worse. No. See, I like eating my sandwiches like this, man. I don't like cutting sandwiches in half. You know how you cut them in triangles? I like eating them like this. But I told you, I am obsessed with cheese. Like I've loved cheese ever since I was young. Like, there's just something about cheese that I just love. Yeah. Cheese is such a cool stuff, man. I love cheese, babe. I love it. So, oh damn. So we're gonna go there. What do women offer besides beauty? God damn. Wow. Um, depends on where you're living. Cause Nigerian women or West African women are very different from women in Europe. Very different from women in Japan. So I've experienced obviously women from West Africa, Japanese women. I'll say Japanese Korean. Well, mainly, yeah, I'll say Japanese Korean women, and of course, kind of like the European woman. And it's very different, you know. Um, like women from my culture in Nigeria, West Africa, they are very career orientated. So they're very serious about career, you know, and they take marriage extremely seriously. And again, I'm not being biased or so forth. I just feel that, you know, women from my culture make very good mothers, you know, and that's just because of the kind of values that are instilled from when young girls are young. Hence why, you know, marriage is a very big thing. Like in Nigeria, if you tell someone that you're not married, you look a certain way. If you're a woman of a certain age and you're not married, you get looked at a certain way. Coming to England, English women were very different. Very, very different. You know, again, as I said, it's just different culture. I mean, I just think that I was taken aback by how loud, how abrasive, especially when English women gets drunk. I was like, geez, because that was a culture shock from just how you see women. Like obviously, women in Nigeria, they're very expressive and everything, but I think I was thinking about by the kind of rudeness and the kind of in-your-face things that I see from sort of English women here. But then you see Japanese women and so forth. You know, they very much fit into the whole kind of motherly figure kind of thing. So they're very much about, you know, the guy is the guy, this the father, this is the man, and they really play into the kind of traditional ways of how the family is structured, man. So what do women offer besides beauty? It depends on the culture. Lots of stuff I said, like, it's family, nurture. And this is the thing about what you say about women is, and I think that's what's the beauty about men and women. Women view the world a different way from men. We are not as perceptive as women are. Women perceive things and see things that we can't see. I think we look at things in a much more black and white manner, and so forth. Obviously, we are more creative. We're more imaginative, but women are much more perceptive. They are much more emotional. So because they have a greater emotional palette, the way that they perceive things and interpret things are different. So they give us a different insight that we wouldn't see. So this is, women who I've been with, or my aunts, also so forth, mom, sister, that I was like, okay, I didn't feel that way, and that's just because they are just, they view things in a different kind of way, man. So, are you satisfied with how the world is going? The world is changing. 2020 is a game changer, and the world will never be the same again. And I think that you have to accept that the world has changed. And you have to know how the world is changing and do with it. Like, we were talking with Oma about the whole thing, which is that media is going to be huge now. Media was always big. Because imagine if COVID happened in 95 or in 1985 or in 1975, the world would be fucked. The world would be completely screwed if COVID struck with no internet. I believe that most things happen for a reason. And I feel that there are patterns in this world. There is a reason why COVID happened now, where the internet is really just evolving. Social media is getting to the precipice. And the COVID is just saying to the world that, all right, this world now has to move like this. We are now accelerating where the world was always going to go. So, whereas if there was no COVID, where the world is now going to be in 2021 is where it would have ended up in 2030 if there was no COVID. Everything's going to get accelerated. Industry, jobs, so forth are going to now, everything's just going to be digitized. There's going to be media in everything. Zoom was class B. Zoom was class B before COVID. Zoom is now tier 1. Zoom was relevant. Nobody cared about Zoom. Okay, you said Zoom, you'd think, oh, Zoom into a camera? Now Zoom is arguably one of the most used pieces of software in the world. I prefer streaming. I think streaming does money. But Zoom is the most used software in the whole world. So, but I think beyond that, social media is a gift and a curse. Social media is amazing. As in, the way that I can promote my business and my company via Twitter is amazing. The conversations I have on Twitter are freaking amazing. Some of the biggest laughs I've ever had have been on Twitter, on social media. Instagram is amazing. Sometimes Instagram, man, listening to the man, guys, I'm like, oh, Instagram. So it's all cool, but it can be a danger because I just think that a lot of people feel that Twitter is the world. And all because you get cancelled on Twitter, it means that it's the end of the world. But what people don't know is that Twitter is a freaking microcosm. The majority of the world don't have a Twitter account. A lot of people don't have a Facebook account. But the majority of the world don't have a Twitter account. So I think the issue with social media is that because you use it so much and you're a slave to it, you think that's reality. It ain't freaking reality. It's a freaking media app that less than 1% of the world use. 99.9% of the world don't own Twitter or freaking go on Twitter. So, but I do think that it's going to be a crazy world we're living in. The world is just going to be 2020. Like next year is going to be crazy, man. Next year is going to be real crazy, bro. It's going to be real crazy. Do you believe in Illuminati? No, I don't. Because Illuminati, freaking UFOs, freaking ghosts, and so forth. If you if you can't give me proof, then there's no point. People love to believe in the unbelievable. And people love to say, "Oh my gosh, this, that, this is okay, okay." Because of this guy is famous, he had to have this crazy initiation. He had to do this kind of crazy sexual act so that he could be something. Okay, cool. Do you have proof? No, no, no. But you don't. No, 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 no. Do you have hard proof that this dude had to meet a bunch of guys in cloaks and big swords and robes in order to get to where they wanted to go to? It sounds cool. It would make a freaking great film. I'm surprised that there hasn't been an Illuminati film. But if you don't have proof that dudes went to a freaking Nepal in a mountain to see a bunch of dudes dressed in freaking robes, had to give their blood, their test tubes, and so forth in order to become huge, then I don't believe it. So no, I don't believe in the Illuminati. It's just because it sounds cool doesn't mean it's cool. Um, have you seen Ghost in the Shell? Yes, I've seen Ghost in the Shell, and it is Akira is way better. As I said, Akira is the best anime film of all time. Ghost in the Shell has some interesting concepts. Superb animation for its time. Superb animation for its time. Specifically, that scene near the beginning where they're like near that lake. But for me, Matrix is far better. Because people say, "Oh my gosh, Matrix was a ripoff of Ghost in the Shell." No, Matrix is a mixture of many different things. It's a mixture of Hard Boiled by John Woo. It's a mixture of Ghost in the Shell. It's a mixture of some different philosophy ideas and so forth. And what the Matrix is just, it's the way it's mixed together. It's mixed together in a very unique way. So, yeah, come on, Matrix is way better, way better. Now we're in here. Now this is what I'm talking about. Now, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Those lockdowns are designed to widen the gulf between the haves and the have-nots, and in doing so, gin up class war. So do you guys believe that? Because for me, I'm one of those guys where I'm ready to have a conversation. You know, because when I just put it out there that like, should black people take the vaccine and some questionable things about the vaccine, you have people who've muted me and ignored me. And I hate people who are not willing to have a debate or a discussion. I love having a discussion, especially people who don't agree with me. Let's have a discussion. Okay, why are you racist? Why do you hate black people? You know, why do you hate Jews? You know, I mean, why do you think that poor people should be treated like trash? Let's have a discussion. What I hate is that, oh no, I can never even discuss or have the time of day. No. I love having discussion because I love to learn. So let's talk about this right now. So, do you guys believe that? Again, I'm just putting it out there. I have my thoughts, but do you believe that COVID is a hoax? And these lockdowns are set up to screw over people, screw over the industry, screw over the economy, and therefore profit people. So I'm just trying to understand. So your boy Machine. So if you're saying that these lockdowns are to widen the gulf between the haves and the have-nots, but look at the adverse. You do realize that a lockdown harms the industry. So let's look at the UK right now. We're now in a tier 4 lockdown. Freaking cinemas are pretty much dead. They're done. Restaurants all gone. And remember, this is London, one of the most international kind of bustling cities in the world. You walk through London now, it's a freaking ghost town. London has never been like this in how many years? And this London is the city where that it is the most fast-moving city in the world. You go to London Friday nights, weekend, London is crazy. London is one of the most active cities in the world. Weekend, especially for clubbing. Everything's dead. It's all done. And a lot of London's income and the economy and so forth is the nightlife. As restaurants, it's tourism. So you locking that down, you're gonna get screwed over, your industry. So I just want to understand people. Because for me, I don't buy into conspiracy theories. I told you, Landing on the moon, me thinking that the guys didn't land on the moon, that's not a conspiracy theory. I just don't think you landed on the freaking moon. I'm like, oh, I have a conspiracy theory that they landed on the moon because no, you didn't land on the freaking moon. Because if you did, go build a freaking moon base. You landed on the moon in the 60s. It's 2020 and I can't say freaking moon base. The heck out of here, man. So that's what I want to understand is that okay, how the lockdowns a promotion of Marxism, and they say that apparently this is what I didn't know. So Black Lives Matter is Marxism because I have no issues with Black Lives Matter. It has nothing to do with Marxism. So if Black Lives Matter is Marxism, and it's that these lockdowns want to improve lives for the haves and screw over the have-nots. I don't know about that, man. For me that just doesn't make any sense, man. Okay, so you're saying that COVID. So basically, they're just using it as an opportunity, similar to how they said like Bush used the Twin Tower disaster to pretty much get oil in Iraq. You see, I can sort of understand where you're coming from there again, because again, it's like the Iraq War. It's like so Bin Laden and everybody they came from Afghanistan. You went to Afghanistan for 2 seconds, then you went to Iraq. The UN sends in guys say they know where weapons of mass destruction. You then use a veto to say screw you. You go in there, you take out Saddam Hussein. You find the weapons of mass destruction, but you just get some oil from there. And to this day, people are like, well, told you, man. That was the day where I said I have no respect for the UN. The UN, you are the most useless organization in the world. What the heck is the point? What is the point of having the UN if you have certain countries who have more power than you? The whole point of the UN is we have a unilateral decision here. So that was most. But yeah, I mean, look, this whole COVID thing is wild, man. Is wild. Are people using it as an opportunity to pretty much screw people over? Is wild. Oh wow! Now this is crazy. Your boy Joe said my friends are getting the virus left and right. He then said that no people firsthand that I'm still not recovered as well and says for months. Guys, I told you, man, this COVID thing is fucking crazy. Excuse my Mandarin, but this thing is literally fucking crazy. It's like, where did this come from? Where the hell did this come from? Because see, now here's the thing, what people say. Did you see, let me pull this up. Did you see Wuhan? Now, this is Wuhan. And remember, the guys, this was the epicenter of where this whole shit began from, man. So this is Wuhan. Past 24 hours. There you go. Aha. Now, guys, this is Wuhan recently, right now. Remember, guys, Wuhan was the epicenter of this whole thing. This is where everything popped off, was in Wuhan. Check this out. That's a nightclub in Wuhan. So guys are just popping bottles. This was the epicenter of where all this whole thing happened. So what people are saying is, again, I told you, again, guys, don't take anything I say as truth, okay? Because I feel that better to be safe than sorry. But guys are saying as well, it's like a 97% recovery rate. Why don't you just open up the places, have social distancing, and it is what it is? But then guys will be like, well, first of all, this thing is mutating, and people say that no, this is actually more deadly than the flu. So screw you. But this is interesting though, guys. This is Wuhan. So if they're opening stuff up in Wuhan and saying screw you, then it's like, what? You know? Oh, Paul Kickley, hey, say the way you say that dude in Korean is goichingu. Oh, let me write that down. Let me write that down. I may have to. Oh shit. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I mean, what am I? I'm here. I can just write it down over here. Ju Chingu. So when someone says what's up, I'll do that. So Ju Chingu is Korean for that dude. All right, nice one, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Billy Gates, my Bill Gates man, cut the check. Gates, cut the check. Cut the check, bro. Cut the check. Bill Gates said you can control the world's population with vaccines. Oh yeah, for sure. And that's see, here's my thing. This is what black people are worried about. The thing, because see, we don't live in a lovely world. We don't live in. If we lived in a fair, lovely world, hey, scientists are good. Scientists make things to cure us. They've released a cure. Let's all take it. But because I was watching some, I don't know. There's this documentary called Loose Change, which was about the whole September 11th thing, and after the Twin Towers things. And in this documentary, they talked about how the world is controlled by the Rothschilds and the bankers. Forget the presidents. You're fooled. Because 99% of people are stupid and are sheep. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but 99% of people are thick. Because they are thick and they're very easily led, the president is just the main figurehead there. President doesn't control shit. The people that control shit are guys that control the money. Money makes the world go round. So the International Bank of Bankers and so forth, the Rothschilds and so forth, they control everything. You think the president doesn't have absolute power because the president only becomes the president if they can sort of do favors for these guys in power. Watch Nixon, starring Anthony Hopkins, directed by Oliver Stone. You know, because when I watched that, I was like, aha, I get it. You don't just become president because you promise a few things and you've got to do a few things. Even Obama, there are vested interests that have to be satisfied because these are the guys that help fund you and can help rub elbows to put you in the position to say what's up. So, yeah, I mean, if people are like, man, let's get these blacks down, man, you know. It's always black people and everything. You know what? For these African Americans, man, let's just give them this vaccine. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but I'm just saying that you could imagine a scenario where they're like, these black guys, man. You black guy, let me give them this thing, man. Yo, take that kind of stuff. Stuff is wild. But who knows? Which is why I say that, guys, you always do your research. Always do your research, man. Always do your research. Do you believe it's saying money isn't everything? Ideally, money isn't everything. Money isn't everything because, put it this way, money makes the world go round. You need money to pretty much do most stuff. To pretty much function, do most stuff, you need money. But you do realize that Robin Williams was very rich when he killed himself. He was famous, he was loved, and the guy was very good financially. So he had no financial problems, but he still killed himself. So, and also, when you die, you don't take that money with you. You know, so what's really is the core is happiness. There are people who are filthy rich that aren't happy, and that is the worst thing. That is the worst place to be, where you're a billionaire. You've got money upon money upon money. Your money can feed generations upon generations of your family, but you're still unhappy. That's when you're screwed. And there are guys who they don't really have that much money, but they're happy. See, happiness is the key thing. And happiness isn't strictly tied to money. That is what some people think. People think, oh my gosh, if I have money, I'll be happy. I'll be able to do this, that. No, you know. So money isn't everything, but it's the world that we live in. And if you want to do things, you need money. But my thing is that I think what everyone searches for is happiness. What makes you happy? Don't go with what society tells you makes you happy. You just have to find out what makes you happy. See, society will tell you, oh no, you must be married, you must have a wife, you must have kids, you must have this kind of job, you must have this kind of car, you must have this kind of house. Only then can you be happy, because you having a mansion, a car, a wife, and kids, that is what happiness is, and that's what you strive for. Well, that's what society tells me. But we are always different in individuals. And there's some people who are happy by themselves. There are people who are happy just having girlfriends, not really having a long-term wife. There are people who are happy who don't really want kids. There are people who are happy who just want to, like this guy that Mike Tyson interviewed, who just wants to pretty much go around climbing mountains and doing daredevil stuff. You know? So, because again, it goes back to the 99%. The 99% believe that marriage, wife, kids, retire at 65, die. That's depressing. That's depressing. I mean, which is what I said, my biggest fear is, I get married, kids, 9 to 5, I retire at 65, and then I look back and say, what the hell did I do in my life? Most people say, that's a great life. You know, you had a good 9 to 5 job in an office, you had a good loving wife, you know, you woke up, did the whole thing. On the weekend, you had your 2-week holiday and so forth. You took your kids to school and everything. You saw them graduate. You're 65. You have your pension and you die and you live. But for me, like for me, that is a nightmare of a life for me. Not again. I don't judge anybody, but just for me, based on who I am as an individual, I can't have a 9 to 5. I don't think I can be stuck down with a woman long term. White picket fence, mansion, and so forth. I think for me, what fills me in life is excitement, randomness, travel, seeing new things, seeing new people, seeing different cultures, interacting with different cultures, being challenged. Because for me, it's just that COVID is tough, but one thing I want to do is travel. I have to see different cultures because I love seeing, oh wow, this is how you do things, this is how you do your languages, because the world is so massive. Living in a cubicle and like routine, routine, it's messed up, bro. It's messed up. From Chainsaw Deer says, true happiness is true freedom, but is freedom real? Who are you to say what true happiness is? There are people who are very happy having their 9 to 5 job, wife, husband, and so forth, family, Christmas. There are people who are happy. That's for them, that is true happiness. But for you, because for me, that's not happiness. For me, that isn't being free. But for some people, having a very structured life where you know where everything is coming, you have a wage coming through and everything, that is happiness. Because for them, not having any surprises and having a routine where they know stuff, that is happiness. That is true happiness for them. So you can't judge them for the kind of true happiness that they have. You can't do that. So some people don't. But then again, it's like, how do you define freedom? For some people, freedom is, I can just go to my job, do what I want. Other people, freedom is, I can literally just go out there, do whatever the heck I want. So True happiness is dependent on the individual. There isn't an objective concept of true happiness. It doesn't exist. It depends on the kind of person that you are. You know, it depends on the kind of person that you are. Will black people ever practice group economics since racism is power and money and blacks are social and socioeconomically at the bottom? Um, that is the idea, but it's like it's the whole thing of divide and conquer, because this is the white man's world. It is, it is the whites. This is the white man's world, as in the strongest creature on this planet. Just the strongest is maybe like a lion, a whale. Okay, we could say maybe a lion, a bear, or somewhat. But the most powerful creature on this planet is the white man. That is the most powerful creature on this planet is the white man. And because that is the most powerful creature, we are all attracted to power. So we all want to be at the top of that pyramid. So the issue with that black people have is the world puts us at the bottom. And instead of being like, who cares where the world puts us, let's try and work together, there's still black people that said, I need to be at the top of that pyramid. Who's at the top of the pyramid? Boom. So you have like a Kanye West who, for Kanye West, his greatest achievement in his mind is being accepted by white fashion designers. Do you know how good of a producer you are? Do you know how amazing those albums you are? But for him, he flaunts like, look at this shoe that I made. Look at these Yeezys that I made, which aren't very, very, very good. Air Jordans are better than Yeezys. And he says, but I want to be like Van Gogh, like Michelangelo. Because he is obsessed with whiteness. But the issue is being happy and content with black approval. So group economics, so that's the thing is like, because I say racism is power. Because there was something that said that, when there was segregation, black people actually had more power economically because the money was kept within the community. Now people say, well, that's crazy because segregation is bad. Oh my gosh, segregation and that's bad. But it just shows that 1+1 doesn't equal 2 in this life. You have to think four-dimensionally. When there was segregation in America, African Americans actually were more profitable because the money was kept out amongst them. So once you now remove segregation, that is where the money went out and so forth. But again, you look at Jews, they stick together. You look at the Chinese, they stick together. You look at the Latinos, they stick together. Black people, they don't really stick together. And that just goes deeper into slave mentality, psychological trauma, and also the lust for whiteness. I told you, it's the whole pyramid structure. Everybody in that pyramid, in the middle and the bottom, they'll want to get to the top because people are attracted to power. Everybody wants to feel like, aha, yes, I'm powerful, I am loved, I'm that one, Again, it's why black people, some black men want the white wife, because our white wife is a trophy, is a psychological thing. So would you ever move back to Africa? That's the aim. That is the aim. Because I said again, I've lived in England for this is the longest I've ever lived in anywhere before. So I lived in Nigeria for 10 years. I lived in Geneva, Switzerland for 2 years. Geneva is freaking amazing. If I was ever rich, I would consider moving to Geneva. Geneva is freaking amazing. But I've been here for about 20 plus years now. But even if I've been here for 20 plus years, I've never felt English. I've just never felt English. I've never really felt one with the culture. I've never really felt ingratiated to the English culture. And yeah, I've just never really felt connected to me being English. So yeah, even if I've got an English passport, I've just never felt English, So my idea is to build and try and create and set up things in Nigeria and also improve things in Africa and sort of, so but it's complicated because right now in Nigeria it's complex. It's complex because even my mom, who is based in Nigeria, she's like, yeah, I know you want to do stuff in Nigeria, but it's like right now it's complicated, man. Because it's not as easy as like, hey, I'm just going to give this money away. You have to work through with the governments. You have to work with different officials. You have to know who the money is going to. So stuff is wild, man. Stuff is wild. And again, you look, and again, it's like, because again, Africa, that is a whole different kind of this discussion. Because again, because me and my brother, we talk about it. On one hand, Africa got fucked over. The colonizers came. They told you that black is trash, black is ugly, white is better, hate yourselves, God's people. Because again, I don't know who said it, but obviously Jay-Z quoted it in his album. What was it called? His album. Wait, no, sorry, no, it's about Jay Electronica's album, but Jay-Z had a line on it on what was it called? Written Testimony, Ghost of Soldier Jim. No civilization is conquered from the outside until it destroys itself from within. Now, obviously, Jay-Z didn't come up with that. Someone came up with that, but that's a very famous saying. No civilization is conquered from the outside until it destroys itself from within. Africa destroyed itself from within. That's what allowed the colonizers to conquer it. Because the colonizers had to have certain people that they could trust, Africans, to screw over everyone. Hence why you have situations they have now that the money's there. Do you know freaking South Africa? Look at all the gold that's in South Africa. Congo, all the freaking gold mines. Nigeria, freaking oil. So how is it that you have European countries that have no resources? There are no resources in Europe. They have no oil. They have no gold. They have nothing. Africa, which is why it's the motherland, is ripe with all these natural resources. But who's more expensive? Because the white man used this. This is the most powerful asset. The reason why human beings are where they put a human being in the jungle, we don't last a single week. We will get absolutely human beings physically amongst we're maybe like near the bottom in terms of weakness. We would get destroyed by animals who are experts are living in the world. None of us can live in the world. We are pampered because we've created this illusional world for us. We don't live in the real world. The real world is freaking nature. No clothes, nothing. Go out there. Go and hunt. But is this intelligence? This is the most powerful tool that human beings have. Forget about being strong, being like that. This is the most powerful thing. Like if you go to a playground, the most powerful person on the playground isn't the kid that's the strongest or with the biggest muscles. The most powerful kid is the guy who is the smartest, who can control everyone. Because that strong kid wants to be like the cool kid. It's the cool kid that's the smartest. Because remember, there's this guy. Obviously, you don't mind me saying his name. It's called Ed Goldsby. This guy was thin, skinny, slim, and everything. So he wasn't the strongest guy. But everybody wanted to be like him. And I was like, how is this guy who is fully strong, massive muscles, could destroy everyone, subservient to this dude who is thinner? That's because of the kind of power that he exuded and just how he was as a character. And it's all about this. It's about intelligence. So white people, they use their intelligence to say, this, we have to control them. Not enough just to steal their resources. We've got to make them hate themselves. We've got to make sure that these guys will always be in debt. And we've got to just leave these countries in such a state that they can never recover. So that's on one side. But at the end of the day, as my brother said to me, you can't keep blaming the white man. You can't. It is what it is. You got screwed over, cool. But you can't keep blaming the white man. Because they're doing their thing and they're now affluent and so forth. It's now 2020. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do? And the issue is so many Africans and so forth, they're a lot of very evil, greedy people who don't want to improve things. Because they're like, okay, you've got these millions now. Am I going to use this to improve the roads, improve the hospitals, improve the education? Or am I going to use this to buy a mansion in France, buy one in Italy, go on a few holidays here, and so forth. Yeah, I think I'll go for the latter, and that unfortunately is a sad thing, man. Um, is it constantly blaming white people actually valid? Yeah, for me, as I said again. This is why when people talk to me about race, like I don't give a damn about a white guy being racist. I don't care. People say, "Oh my gosh, this guy is racist," and also for like, okay, now what do you want me to do? You want me to educate him as to why you should respect other people? Fuck no, no. Your time is limited in this world. I don't care if a white guy is racist. That's your problem, you know. So what matters is what are you doing? What are you doing? I told guys, we're living in the media age. There are no excuses because right now it's all about, and I think even in physical law limits said it. We are moving rapidly away from the physical and into the digital. And the thing, see, before in the old world was about who you know. In the new world, it's about what you know. In the old world, no internet and everything is about who you know. This guy can get you this guy can get you into these places, and so forth. In this world right now, with this mouse, keyboard, internet and everything, what do you know? Do you know coding? My God, do you know what the kind of stuff that you can do? The apps you can build? The things that you can set up? Do you know coding? Do you know programming? Do you know software? Can you build an app? you know, um, these things will now be in demand because we are moving into. I told you we're moving into a whole new world. This is now officially the digital world where almost every facet of society will be digitized in some shape or form. So for black people, educate yourselves. You know, get what I told you in Nigeria, man. There is a rapidly growing segment of people who are really into computer. I tell you, on one hand, what pisses me off about going to Nigeria is how there's still no lights, there's still no electricity, and the roads are still like crap. That's so sad. But what gives me hope is, my gosh, the amounts of how quickly and rapidly the internet has just taken off. You give anybody any app, any guy on the road, they know how to use the mobile phone, they know how to use that. So they just know how to create and just do things internet wise. So that's key. Because the media, this is the new commerce. This is now the new industry where knowledge is power now. Is what do you know? That's the key thing, is what do you know? No, I mean, Machine, I'm saying that we are rapidly moving into a what you know world. Machine, if I'm a hacker, I can screw up. I can screw up. I can screw up an entire industry. Look at YouTube. I think YouTube got hacked and Gmail got hacked. So if you have it, if the whole world is now on the internet and everything's done through the internet, and you know internet things, you are a quality high tier programmer and you can hack, you're extremely powerful. So really, it's about what you know, not about who you know. Who do I need to access in order to have a computer, internet connection, and so forth? So now, therefore, it's just about my knowledge and what can I extract and get from this internet connection and this computer that I have. So, so Canelo today won at £168 today. Can he beat Pacquiao and Mayweather in a rematch if it happens in today's pay period? For me, I think he'd beat Pacquiao. I would love to see a Canelo Mayweather rematch. That would be great. But Mayweather would never do it. Because I think Mayweather fought Canelo when he was still very young. I mean, he schooled him, but he fought him when he was very young. Because Mayweather was smart. Mayweather always fought guys at the right time. Because Mayweather was like, I'm not going to lose. So I'm going to make sure I don't lose because he was smart. Say what you will about Mayweather. He's a smart dude. He's smart both in the ring and out the ring. You know? And see, Mayweather knows how stupid people are. That's why he's doing the whole thing with Jake Paul. Because he knows that most people in this world are freaking stupid. And because they're so dumb and stupid, I can sell this crap and they're going to buy it. Because everybody wants to see me get beat. Everyone. So, but I do want him to lose though. Because I think it will teach him a lesson. So, Logan Paul. Actually, I tell you, these Q&As are good. Just that, hopefully, I think now because Champions League is now going away, I will try and do more of this kind of like open Q&A discussions. And yes, people have said this to me. I'm going to now bring in a hangout. You know, I want to bring in a hangout because I want to do this much more in Hangouts form. So we may even do it like Friday. So we make this like a Friday night thing where Friday night, let's just, obviously Friday is Christmas. So Friday night, let's just get guys in, and I want to make it like a hangout and a discussion for guys to say what's up. Is climate change real, or is it a scam to get people to pay more or less control? Climate change is real. Climate change is very real. And climate change is very real because I'm living in England right now. And I'm like, it's October and it's very hot. Or like, a general affair, I say, it shouldn't be this hot during this month. And just doesn't seem that the seasons just seem very mocked up. So this is just from my personal experience, from where I've been, the seasons are all messed up. The seasons are all messed up. So I fully believe that yes, there is climate change because the seasons don't make sense, man. Family or friends? Family. Now, this is the same for everyone. It really is family because, you know, blood is thicker than water and so forth. But there's some people who they have serious issues with their family and their friends actually write for them more than their family. There are stories of brothers who have stolen money from people, sisters who have stolen money from people, fathers and mothers who've leached off people as well. And the people who you can count on and who are really there for you are your friends, whether your family screw you over. So, but from my perspective, I say family. But that isn't a universal thing. Everyone's situation is different because there's people who have messed up families, you know. So, why are the whites so far ahead in their countries? It's all due to it's due to their forefathers and what they did. Because see, the thing is like this is that when you have more, you can slip. But when you have less, you're forced to be much more active. So white people in Europe, you have nothing. It's freaking cold. It's freezing. You have no resources. You're forced to go out and hunt and find things and try and see how can we improve our lives because where we are is freaking crap. So they were forced into having to be smarter based on their situation. But for people like in Africa and so forth, there's sun, the food is amazing, everything is fertile. So you're just chilling, living, and enjoying your life. So obviously whites coming in here like, look all the resources that they have, look all the stuff they have. Boom, plunder them, take them, slavery, all that kind of stuff. Boom. So it's all about situation because again, you put a guy in the jungle, somebody who has no survival instincts whatsoever, but you put him in a jungle, survival instincts kick in. I remember an example where someone told me that like a mother, say full mother and everything, lifted up a car like this because her baby was stuck under the car. In most circumstances, there's no way like that mother would lift up the car. But because they were put in a situation like that, they something in their brain just clicked in and they were able just to find that strength to lift up the car based on their baby being under there. So white people are where they are right now because they had to wisen up and they had to be smart and clever. And they had to use their cunning to screw over the world, colonize, take over, and create a system that could benefit them. Because if they didn't, they'd be done. You have no resources. You have no oil. You have no gold. You have nothing. You're living in a like Europe is. When you look at the world, look at what Europe looks like. Look at what Africa looks like. Africa is right in the middle. It's right in the middle. And as many people have said that, remember, some white dude drew the map. Africa is probably a lot bigger than what you see on the map. you know, so it makes sense to know Africa. That's the heart of the world. That's where the world's fertile soil is. So as again saying, the key thing about this is about being smart, and this is the worst thing. This is the biggest mistake that black. A clever person thinks they can do everything themselves. A wise person knows that they know nothing and learns from other people. A wise person learns from their enemy. So you say, "Oh my gosh, white people are bad." Right? No. You may hate white people. You may hate what they've done to you. Walk with them. Go behind enemy lines and learn from them. And take the information, so forth. Because you can learn everything from everyone, because you always look. You got to hand it to the whites. It was brilliant. Colonization, everything. It was brilliant. From a cunning, conniving point of view, it is what it is. So if you don't get smart in this world, you'll get run over. So you have to learn from everyone, even your enemy, even your sworn enemy. You can learn from your enemy. So. Rob Martin, HH, favorite sci-fi films? Mine are Alien, Star Wars, and Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth. I actually need to watch that. Machine, we need to bring back our top 10. Because there's no Champions League, Machine, we need to bring back our top 10. So guys, me and Machine's top 10 is going to come back very soon. We need to bring back our top 10. Blade Runner, Gattaca, obviously the Matrix. I don't know whether Dark City, Alex Proyas's Dark City, is a sci-fi or not. But definitely those, for me, let me see. In terms of just pure, because for me, Matrix isn't pure sci-fi. Just in terms of just pure sci-fi, Gattaca, Blade Runner. Those are like my top two. Gattaca and Blade Runner. In Time had an interesting concept. Again, it's the same guy that Andrew Niccol, who did Gattaca, and he also did In Time as well. But the film wasn't very good. But Gattaca, great film. There is no gene for the human spirit. Gattaca, superb film. We may actually do that. We may actually do like a watch along for that for Gattaca. You see, for me is the director's cut of Aliens. That's the one. I love Alien and everything, but the director's cut of Aliens is damn good. But I just think that's in sense just pure, because I think pure sci-fi has like a moral to it, almost like a moral dilemma, and you sort of learn something from it as well, which is what makes like kind of like Asimov's things so good. So I think that in Gattaca, it asks questions of you. It asks you questions like Gattaca asks questions about the difference between like a human being and someone that is genetically modified. So it talks about, prenatal engineering and so forth. And then you look at a Blade Runner, what does it mean to be human? What does it really mean to be a human being? And what is the difference between a human being and an android? So thoughts on Cobra Kai season 2? Oh, no, it was cool. Season 2, I forgot to put up my review, but it was cool. It was good. I think I prefer season 1, but the fight at the end was amazing. That was an amazing fight. How they did the direction of the fights and so forth was quality. Was really, really good. I'm looking forward to season 3. So Cobra Kai is really good. Cobra Kai is a really well made series, man. It is really good. But I did prefer season 1 though. That's impossible, James. It is literally impossible. There is nobody here who watches more films than me. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. I watch more films than anyone here. Now, maybe Machine may watch more films than me. It's impossible. You don't watch more films than me. There's no way. Uh, for me, Star Wars is not a sci-fi film. Star Wars see, Star Wars is fantasy. Where is the science in Star Wars? In Gattaca, the science is prenatal engineering. In Blade Runner, the science are androids. What is the science in Star Wars? Lightsaber, that's not freaking science. The Force, the Force is not science. Star Wars is a fantasy film. I do not put Star Wars in the same category as Alien, Gattaca, Blade Runner, Matrix. See, Matrix, you could say the science in Matrix are machines. And once again, a digital program, making like a digital program. Yeah, that's the science, man. Robocop or Dark City, and why? Robocop. That's another one for me. Robocop, I'm putting that in as my sci-fi. For me, I think Dark City visually is superb. Like I'll explore it superb. So I just prefer Dark City as from on a visual sense. But I think Robocop as a science fiction story, as a story, is stronger. Paul Verhoeven, bro, he directed the heck out of that film. He directed the heck out of that film, man. I forgot the name of the main actor, man. But just that story, because like Robocop, it's like a dark fairy tale, you know, and from what happens to him at the beginning, and what he looks like, and just the journey that he goes through. Robocop just there is much more of an emotional punch in the story than in Dark City for me, for sure. Robocop for sure. See, if I was a leader in Nigeria, I'd be working with Russians and Asians, get my infrastructure, weaponry, and special intelligence up. Yes, but Adaj, the issue is money. The leaders are so obsessed with money that they should be working with the Chinese, with the Russians, What you have to work with who you have. Work with who you have. Get expertise, and so on, and build your thing up. But money. When you see all those millions landing on the table, you're like, I mean, do I really have to help improve the country? Look, let me just buy another mansion, buy another private jet, man. So, how bad is Amazing Spider-Man? So really, Andrew and Emma were great. The swinging and scenes fights were good. It was crap, bro. And this is coming from a Spider-Man fan. The Electro was a mess. The just the general story and so forth, it was a mess. It was just a mess. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are great. Emma Stone, quality actress. Andrew Garfield, quality actor. So the acting is cool. It's just Mark Webb, who's a brick. The directing is awful. The fight choreography is awful, and it was just a mess. The way it was put together was a mess. So the issue is Mark Webb. The directing is trash. Greater cartoon: Dexter's Lab or Powerpuff Girls? This is a tough one, because think about this is a tough one. See, Dexter's Lab had some amazing episodes, but I think Powerpuff Girls was more consistent. See, because I prefer Dexter's Lab, but I've begun to have much more retroactive appreciation for Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls, that's a damn good cartoon. For me, I would say that from a creative point of view, Powerpuff Girls was better. Like in terms of animation, creativity, and characters, Powerpuff Girls is better. But I think that Dexter's, Powerpuff Girls. See, I maybe prefer Dexter's Lab, but I think Powerpuff Girls overall, objectively, was better. They brought more to the table. They brought more to the table. Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Trek. Always has been, always will be. See? Star Wars is See, Star Wars is basically Star Wars is pretty much unrealized, untapped potential. So it's called Star Wars, but there are better space fights in Battlestar Galactica than there are in freaking Star Wars. That's the first thing. Second thing, those lightsaber fights ain't great. So the thing about Star Trek is Star Trek, it's fully succeeded in what it set out to do. Star Trek is about learning about space and about different um, species and so forth. And basically, I get more out of Star Trek than I do Star Wars. So when you watch Star Trek, you learn about, like, again, androids, robots, machines, leadership, discipline, order. Like, there's so many different dynamics and things that you can get from Star Trek just by looking at the dynamics of a spaceship, of the captain, the second in command, and having to make tough decisions in different scenarios. So you can sort of use that as a microcosm for life and making key decisions if you're a leader and so forth. So for me, Star Trek has more substance. Like Star Wars has some amazing things. The lightsabers, the concepts of Jedi and Sith, good and evil, Darth Vader, freaking Boba Fett, one of the best creations I've ever seen in my life. Like Boba Fett is visually one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. Darth Maul. So Star Wars has some amazing things, but overall, Star Trek gives me more, man. Um, So Ghana is more homogenous than Nigerian ethnically, so it's easier for Ghanaians to work together than Nigerians. Well, for me, I think, again, this is wrong because my Nigerians and Ghanaians are just very different. Just in terms of personality and character, they're very, very different. I just think Ghanaians just operate differently. I think Nigerians are they're more out there. Basically Nigerians are very, very much confident kinds of people. Hence why Nigerians are almost a bit more individualistic, based on just how powerful their ego are. Like a Nigerian can go anywhere they want and then boom, I'm here, don't get a damn in Nigerian. Ghanaians not so much, So Nigerians are more willing to be like, I want to really stamp my approval, man. So I prefer elements of Star Wars, but not a fan. I always thought you were a fan. Boba Fett is amazing. That one is amazing, but as a whole, not really crazy. See, I'm similar to Infinitives here. There are some amazing pieces, but basically for me, Star Wars. I would say Star Wars is unrealized potential. Because for me, Star Wars is a samurai. It's samurai because Lucas got it from samurai, but they never really went there. So it should really be samurai, but with lightsabers and in space. No one gives a crap about the freaking spaceships. No one cares about freaking Han Solo. It's about the Jedi and the Sith and on having and promoting like a whole samurai code. But they never really went there. But as I said again, Boba Fett is amazing. Freaking amazing. Just what he looks like, his character and everything is amazing. They're just amazing. The lightsaber is an amazing concept. Darth Maul visually is amazing. Darth Vader is one of the craziest characters of all time. But as a whole, it's just lacking a bit, man. Let's see. Should you ever get around to listen to the African Giants album by Burna Boy? I began it, but I didn't finish it. But I will get to it this weekend. I began it. I remember I went to it. I think I played the first thing, but then I had to do something else. But I will get, because I loved that his other album, his latest one. So yeah, I'll put it in because I want to listen to. I don't know whether you've heard this guy, Stove God Cooks, who's like this kind of like rap kind of guy. So his album is damn good. I want to listen to his album again, and I'm probably listening to that again. City of God. You see, City of God, I remember when I was in school, everybody was watching this film. Everybody watched it. And every time I went to someone's room, they were always in the middle of watching it. So I think it's one of those films where I need to sort of be psychologically prepared to watch it. And then I'll be like, aha, let me just get prepared. Because I watched This Boy's Life with DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. Film was okay. De Niro was amazing in it. Film was But yeah, City of God is it's one on the list because I know Anticrisis has to watch the other film as well. But I will because I have to watch it, because it's one of those films that's you have to pretty much watch because everybody talks about it, man. Uh, all right. Well, that doesn't make sense. Wait, if you could have the correct answer to any question, what would you ask? Oh, well, the biggest one is what is it? Is that why were we here? That is the biggest one. Like a why, as human beings, why were we here? Why were we brought here? Was this just a random occurrence, or was this because of something? You know, or maybe another thing is that how did the world exist? I mean, how did the world start? Some people still believe that it was that God created the world in 7 days. Some people believe that it's a big bang. So, yeah. The why are we here? Why were we here? From James says, HH, Casino or Goodfellas? Casino. I've never been a big fan of Goodfellas. I watched Goodfellas again recently. Great directing. I've never been a fan of the film. Casino is a very good film. Casino is a very good film. I just think that there is more story in Casino than there is in Goodfellas. In Goodfellas is some really cool scenes, amazing direction. But for me, Casino, there's just more. Like just the workings of the casino thing, Joe Pesci and De Niro's performance, and just the entire scope of the film, it just seemed fuller. And what's it called? Sharon Stone is amazing in it. James Woods is amazing in it. Boom. So I think I got more out of Casino than Goodfellas personally. So um, would Tom Cruise make a better Iron Man under Raimi in the Doctor Strange cast if cast than Downey Jr.? You see, the thing about it is that they shouldn't cast Iron Man. Like when someone so puts their stamp on a character, there is no point in recasting because Tom Cruise is just going to do something totally different from what's Downey Jr. Because Downey Jr. just brought a kind of comedic levity to it that you've never really seen in the character in the cartoons or in the comics. I just think that Tom Cruise just has a very different energy about it. I think Tom Cruise is in a very good space right now doing these Mission Impossible films. And I am always in for any Mission Impossible that Tom Cruise is in. So for me, just Iron Man is finished. You see, what the MC you have to focus on is X-Men. That is the only thing that will save you. Because without Cap and Iron Man, you're screwed. No one cares about Black Widow. No one cares about any of this riff-raff. No one cares about Fantastic Four. The X-Men, you get that right, the MCU is back. Because DC are cooking. Because if Shazam says what's up, again, I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman, but it's done well. But if Shazam says what's up, if Batman, that is key. If Batman says what's up, fix that costume, Matt Reeves, you absolute prick. But if Shazam says what's up, oh my gosh, we're cooking. If Shazam says what's up, we're cooking. Disney is saying what's up. Disney is saying what's up, man. Oh my gosh, are we having a John Travolta conversation here? No. You see, it depends. See, there's this issue. If Tom Cruise was cast first, he'd be amazing. Like, Tom Cruise is a far superior actor to Downey Jr. It's just that based on because the engineer has such a particular kind of character and sort of people. You see, it would be easier to recast Iron Man if Tom Cruise left than if RDJ leaving because Tom Cruise is like a better actor, but Tom Cruise doesn't have the kind of character that Danny Jr. has. Because really, Iron Man is just Danny Jr. on steroids. It's basically Danny Jr., but just Danny Jr. on steroids. But because he's such a quirky kind of guy, he's interesting. Whether you like him or not, he's interesting. Tom Cruise is much more of like an actor that has presence, but it's much more of an actor. So is that kind of thing, man? Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, and why both are two black legends? Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan is great. He's superb. I gave him his props. Michael Jackson is one of the greatest things in history because remember, Michael Jackson started. Remember, people always want to gloss over the fact that Jordan was kicked out and was getting beaten and destroyed by the Pistons in his first 7 years in the league. People always want to gloss over the fact since Michael Jackson was like 10 years old, it's been amazing. If Michael Jackson retired after Jackson 5, that'd be an amazing career based on what he did as a child and Jackson 5. If Michael Jackson retired after Off the Wall, that'd be an amazing career. Jackson 5, Kid, for me, the best album, one of the best albums of all time. If he retired after Thriller, he's good. So many, you have, when he's a kid, one of the greatest child entertainers, no, the greatest child entertainer that we've ever seen in terms of singing and dancing. Jackson 5, one of the best bands we've ever seen. Off the Wall. For me, I say Off the Wall is one of the best albums of all time. Best albums of all time. Thriller, I prefer Off the Wall to Thriller, but Thriller, biggest selling album of all time. Bad. Now, I may not be a fan of the Bad album. Moonwalker. He redefined music videos and redefined how you do music videos. All these guys doing, all these rappers you see who their music videos are like films, Michael Jackson began that. The what's it called? Where You Make Me Feel, Smooth Criminal, all amazing music videos. Then you then go to freaking Dangerous. Remember the Time. It's one of the craziest music videos of all time. So what this guy did was insane, and there will never be another Michael Jackson. And the issue for that is because of how early he started and the kind of world he was in. Because right now, things are not organic. You can be a star just that based on, how many tweets on Instagram things you like. But back then, you had to be talented. So it wasn't about to retweet or going viral. There was no such thing as going viral in the 60s or the 70s. It's like, are you good? If you're good, come and perform for us. So Michael Jackson, man, was a whole other level, man. A whole other level. Nobody will even come close. People want to be like Michael Jordan. What do you say? You see? Adaj, see, I don't know how old you are. But there was a time when Michael Jackson was at his peak, where in every home, every kid grabbed their crotch and went, "Hoo!" Every kid in their home tried to do the moonwalk. Everybody was mimicking Michael Jackson. In your house, in the kitchen, in the shower, in the club, in the streets, everybody was mimicking Michael Jackson. So for me, there were far more people that wanted to dress like Michael Jackson, dance like Michael Jackson, and have the same kind of aura as Michael Jackson than with Michael Jordan. Because again, you see, not everybody was into basketball. So we appreciate him as an athlete, but the world was into basketball. The majority of the world were into Michael Jackson and were into his music. Remember, he made popular music. Michael Jordan at the time, basketball wasn't a global sport. Remember, Europe was still kind of getting in there. But Michael Jackson he was making popular music that appealed to the entire planet. So, um, oh, bro, like it's in the whole world, man. Everybody was like saying in India as well. Um, all right, what's what I gotta say about? Um, Now, when he says like in terms of an actor or in terms of this allegation that he's had, if you say in terms of his acting, Shia LaBeouf is a very good actor. That I just think that his personal issues have gotten in the way from him actually being fulfilling his acting potential. That's what I think. I think it has gotten away from him really being and living in his acting potential and so forth. So I think that's in itself is the issue. But a very good actor. That's I just don't think he's really lived up to his potential, man. Um, yeah, no, okay, acting. Yeah, like I said, okay, good acting. I say, look, if you watched, 'cause I think the first prominent thing I did was Holes, but when you watch Money Never Sleeps, which is the sequel to Wall Street, I said, man, this guy can act. And it was my brother who said to me that no, no, this forget Transformers. That's just what it is. Watch some of his films. The guy can act, and the guy is a very good actor. I remember, if Spielberg picks you out, you've got to have something about you. And Spielberg cherry picked him and was sort of his guardian. So that's what I know. What you gonna watch during Christmas? Well, what's my favorite Christmas film is The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I hate Christmas films, like actual Christmas films. I hate them. Although Bad Santa with gosh, what's his name again? Oh, what's the name of the actor? Oh, damn it, what's his name? But Bad Santa is a very good Christmas film. But Billy Bob Thornton, yes, Bad Santa starring Billy Bob Thornton. That's a hilarious film. But yeah, I'll probably watch Nightmare Before Christmas and just some random film. But if it's a Christmas themed film, my favorite Christmas themed film is Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, that's my thing. Um, Red Devil. This is a non-footballing channel. Okay, this is a non-footballing channel. I will address that trash later tonight. When there's a few hours until the hangouts, I'll address that trash in the thingy, man. Um, Having a dream girl is stupid. You know that I think if you start thinking of a dream girl and everything, you're never gonna have a dream girl. It's about you have to let things naturally take their place and just let the chemistry lie. So you should never be like, oh no, I want my dream girl should be this. No, 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 no. It's all about meeting people and so forth and letting the natural course of life take its toll. So, who do you think is the most influential human to ever live? Ooh, that's a nice question. The most influential um, human to ever live. That's a very good question. If you had to pick one person that we say the most influential human to ever live, that's a tough one. That is a tough Jesus, but then like no. Okay, but you see, the thing with Jesus is, do we know for a fact that Jesus existed? Because obviously Jesus is the obvious one, but I'm talking about people who we know as a fact existed. Because obviously, because okay, let's just say let's put Jesus to one side because then that's too easy. So if you put Jesus to one side, let's just say apart from Jesus, the most influential person to ever live. You know what? Whoever invented the alphanumeric thingy for numbers deserves a shout because that is influential. But that is a good one because it's like you have names. Okay, you look at Einstein, you look at Einstein, you look at Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you look at Mandela, you look at Socrates, you look at Da Vinci. A lot of these guys are influential, but to say one person whose influence literally just reaches amongst everybody and has influenced the whole world, that's a tough one, man. Machine, don't sleep on a chick who started twerking. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, because I mean, it's like that is a tough one. I don't think that there's an answer. I think there are several answers. I think there are several answers. Marvelous could be onto something. Marvelous could be onto something. I think, you know what? It's a combination between Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. I would put them in as a hybrid. Now, people say, well, did Bill Gates really invent Microsoft or anything? But it is what it is. For me, a hybrid of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Because in terms of the amount of people who own or have access to a Windows computer, the global impact of the smartphone, yeah. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. And also, what people forget is that, see, Roman numerals looks cool. So shout out to Romans, you tried hard. Roman numerals are trash. It looks cool, that's trash. By the time you came to 20 or 30, it's trash. It was the Arabs. I think it's because I learned this in my science communication class, because I did science communication as my bachelor's. And I learned that, the reason I learned was that, I think it was the Arabs who actually invented the alphanumeric thing, which is a game changer. That is one of the, I would say that is one of the most important inventions in history, was going from that trash Roman numerals to the alphanumeric table. That was a freaking game changer. That's a freaking game changer. So what about the people that invented medicine? But is it? But what's medicine? You see, you have to, because Nemitz asked specifically which individual. So what's medicine? Panadol, paracetamol, Sconteriga, thing like that. So I can't just say just people in general, man. So. That's the thing. You see, now here's the thing here. I think this is what someone said is like, you see, Hitler. This is what people say. Hitler is one of the greatest figures, but I wouldn't say influential. Because for me, I think influential is what you do sort of affects people. Something that you did sort of affects people in a way where they're now using what you're doing and they now have an effect on what you're doing. I think Hitler affected the world. He affected the world. He didn't influence the world. You see, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they influenced the world. And affected the world. Hitler affected the freaking world, but he didn't invent it. But Hitler, I would say, is one of the greatest figures. I mean, when you say great, great doesn't mean good. It's like Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan is one of the greatest figures in history. Do you know how many guys that dude killed? So Hitler is one of the greatest figures because this dude started a freaking world war. This dude started one of the biggest world wars in history. So for that, you have to say he is great in terms of where he stands in history. So you know. Oh yeah, I saw it. Hitler wasn't the most evil. I told you I did a video about the Belgian dude Leopold II. Just that Hitler just gets promoted as the most evil guy. Hitler was not the most evil person in the world. He wasn't. Do your history. Okay, don't just listen to history you were told in school. Do your history, because in history it just talks about Hitler. They don't talk to us about. Do you know what the Japanese did to the Chinese? Have you heard about Idi Amin? Have you heard about Leopold II? Have you heard about Stalin? Have you heard about Genghis Khan? You know, there's some people who ripped some people over, man. So now remember Red Devil, resident medicine man says that the engineer who helped to clean water. Let me see. Let me even Google this right now. Give him a shout out. What is the name of the engineer who cleaned water? Cleaned water. Let me see whether we can find out this dude's name. What is the name of the engineer? No. What is the name of the engineer who invented clean water? Who invented clean water? What was the name? Oh no. Okay, never seen. Okay, well, whoever it is, we shout to you. We don't know where your name is, man. So basically, yeah, I think the sewage system and so forth. Guys, I told you, guys back then we were living wild, man. We're living wild. Like people didn't used to take baths. They used to have baths with crappy water and so forth. So remember, in all those days before clean water and so forth, that's how people used to get the diseases because the water was unclean. So you actually cleaning the water and so forth has saved so many people's lives. But you know what I always say? People will come in praising this. In my opinion, I think one of the greatest inventions of all time is the plastic ice cube holder. Say what you want. I don't give a damn what anyone says. I'm even going to tweet this out. Do you know how hard it is to get the ice cube out in those plastic thingies? I was about to say, it's so hard. You have to knock it down. Someone said, wait a minute, let's just make it rubber. So you just simply pop them out like that through the rubber thing. So the rubber ice cube holder, I'm going to argue is one of the greatest inventions in history. I don't care what anyone says. So that's my thing. Bro, I went to school in England. They don't teach us about that in England, man. I told it. You say to yourself, why do India play cricket? They play cricket because of colonization. People always make tea synonymous with England. When you think of, drinking tea, you think England. England didn't invent tea. Tea is an Indian invention. But England co-opted it and promoted it as if it's their own. But no, Indians invented tea. Indians invented tea, rice as well, tea and rice. So but yeah, like England, they screwed over England. Sorry, England screwed over India. Like crazy. So and the craziest thing is that again, living in England, you will see guys who do you know how much like white English people love Indian food? They love this food. They'll still crack jokes about Indians. I told you, like in my school, do you know how many times I heard the word like Paki or Bindi sports and the kind of racial abuse and racist jokes that these guys cracked towards Indians and Pakistani people. But they will still eat the Indian food as well. And they will love the Indian food as well. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. Oh wow. Yeah, Daniel, well, Remember, you're younger than me. Like in my time, they didn't touch colonization, man. All I learned about was about all of the England's kings and queens, how amazing they were, and so forth, and all those cool man. So Danny said the greatest invention of all time is a latex condom. But he's got a point. He's got a point. Imagine if the condom wasn't invented. Although, you see, how good is the invention really? I mean, it is a damn good invention. I still don't think it's as good as the rubber ice cube holder. But my thing about the latex condom is, okay, if there was no condom, bro, there's the pull-out technique. You know, just pull out. But obviously, the pull-out technique, it's a bit more. You need to really time yourself and really know your body to know when you have to pull out. So if you there's still the pull-out technique there, but yeah, the condom, bruh. But then again, even if it's the pull-out technique as well, do you know what the condom saved? Especially with AIDS, my gosh, like without the condom and everything, and if we're just going in raw and so forth, a lot more people will be getting AIDS. And so that you now have this situation where you meet a girl and so forth, they're like, have you been tested? Have you been tested? Oh gosh, we actually need to get tested now. But now with the condom, you don't need to do the whole test. So good shout, but the rubber ice cube holder is my personal greatest invention of all time. The rubber ice cube holder, man. Massive shout. That's a massive shout. The wheel is huge. In terms of just travel and transportation and so forth. Because I remember, like, in the Flintstones, I did, like whenever you watch the Flintstones, they basically use their feet to pretty much run with the car, man. So yeah, I mean the wheel is big, man. The wheel is big. You see, for me, the internet, man. Let's talk about it. If we want to be real, let me be real. The internet might rank as one of the greatest inventions of all time. I think the internet is on the same level as the wheel. Same level, because the wheel, I'm talking about a game changer. The wheel was a game changer. Or what's it called? Like, is it like the industrial age? When the industrial age came in, that was a game changer. The internet, because the internet, it bleeds into everything. It bleeds into absolutely everything. So that's how huge the internet is. It bleeds into everything, absolutely everything, man. So yeah, internet has to be one of the biggest things out there. I mean, there's so many, again, electricity is also huge as well. Because no electricity, we are pretty much huge. We're pretty much done. But I think it's all in stages. Hence why it is difficult to say which is the most. Because I think, like, the internet is huge based on where we are at this moment in time. Because I said again, guys, imagine if COVID hit and we didn't have the internet. We would be fucked. Fucked. We would be fucked if COVID hit and we didn't have the internet, man. We would be absolutely, totally destroyed. But Machine, does your wife know this? That's what I want to ask, Machine. Does your wife know this? But yes, Machine, yes, the G string. I was like, yes. Okay. Okay, so that as well, man. No, no. I mean, look, man. I mean, imagine living during during the time when there was. Imagine living, but see, that's the way thing that guys like. Imagine. Let me ask you guys this: what if you woke up one day and there was no internet? Wait, I'd be screwed. Anyway, because I'd be screwed because a lot of my business runs on the internet, so I'm done. But imagine if you woke up and there was no internet. There was no internet. Yeah, there was no internet. No Twitter, no Instagram, no Facebook, no YouTube, no streaming. How would that impact your life? Another thing, like, how would that impact your life if it changed? Oh, did Karim score again? You know, you see, that's my thing, man. Is and I think that's the issue in the world that we live in, is that there are people talk less. There are less face to face, man to man, personal in interactions, and I think everything is so digital right now, especially in COVID, where everyone now has to self isolate, because we already self isolate with gaming and so forth and everything, but even more so now. Like, if let's say there was no internet and everything, and especially the young kids, how to now go out there and talk? Would they even know how to interact with people face to face? I mean, how to talk and send emojis and retweets and so forth. So stuff will be wild, man. Stuff will be wild. Oh no, no, I try to once in a while, man. I try to once in a while, and I want to, which is why when I went to when I had my holiday in France, Paris, Le Paris, for like a few days, yeah, like I didn't go on the internet at all. Like I said, no social media, no nothing. And I recommend for everyone that, see, first go do it for a day. See, the beauty about me is that, like, because I still need to tweet just to promote things on the football hot and here, but things that I can tweet without actually going onto Twitter, because I can just tweet via like an app that doesn't require me to go onto the actual Twitter thing. So there are times where, like, you know what, I am not going to go on any social media, no nothing. I'm just going to just try and just okay, no social media today. Let me just live. And trust me, guys, it feels very healthy. It feels very, very healthy, because your brain it just sort of opens up some new things in your brain, man. So it is very important to unplug. And also as well, I think, which is why, you see, I only look at my notifications and my mentions on Twitter. That's all I look at. I always look at my mentions and everything on Twitter. Like, I hardly go onto the main timeline, because it can just basically it can just pollute your brain, because some stuff can be good on Twitter, some stuff is just trash, and because I think a lot of people, they use social. I think there are a lot of people, insecure people, who use social media because they are insecure. That's why you have that bullshit called thingy is cancelled. Like, who the hell are you to cancel anyone? You're just some freaking person in your freaking house or something, depressed or somewhat, and the only thing that gives you any kind of validation is that, I had the power to cancel this person. And man, screw you. Who are you to cancel anyone? But that's the thing about Twitter, and so forth. Oh, the app. It's a thing called TweetDeck. So, well, basically, no. Okay, so basically, for the Android or thing, there's a thing called Plume. So if you go to either like the Play Store or Apple Store, I think it's called Plume for Twitter. There's a widget that you have, and then you then can put the widget on your phone, and literally, there's a widget that brings up a tweet thing, and literally you can just tweet using the widget. So you don't actually have to go into the Twitter app. There's there's a widget that's on your home screen. You click it and then you can then type it in. Or if you're using Google Chrome, TweetDeck. So go to the Chrome store, TweetDeck, and it goes to one of your extensions on your thing, and then you just click the thing, and then boom, you're in there. So Very, very useful if you don't want to just go onto Twitter, but you just want to just tweet some stuff out there, man. Um, Wait, has season three already finished? Because I thought season three. Wait, has season three already come out? Because I've watched the first two. I've watched the first or the first three. Wait, are we on season three or season four? Because I swear I've watched the first two seasons. Um, so which season am I in? Yeah, of course I'm going to be in there, man. Neris, I am going to be doing a video on pornography. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, that is one of the videos I'm going to be doing. Yes, I'm going to be doing a video on pornography. That's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be happening, But just to put it very, very simply, if you watch too much porn, it can have a negative effect on you and on your sex life. But pornography in and of itself isn't bad. I think too much of anything is bad, but I think pornography, and watching porn in sorts of increments and so forth, is fine. It's cool. But overdoing it, yeah, it can be not a bad for you, man. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, I know it's cool. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that on Tuesday. Again, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to join there all the time because I'm quite busy. But yeah, man, Thursday, man, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. All right, man. Guys, last 6-7 minutes. Send me your best question. I'll be out of here. Last 6-7 minutes, and I'll be out of here because I need to cook some food and get prepared for tonight's hangout. We're going to be talking about CL Champions League draw. That 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 CL Champions League draw. So send in those cues, man. Send in those cues. 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 No, most of I need to finish Naruto first before I get back to Super Z. So I have to because I've been reading. I think I'm on volume 8 of Naruto. So I want to just finish this Naruto 7, 8, and 9, and then before I get into the other smack. If you were going to council, what would you do? Nothing, because the council mob are irrelevant to me. I don't make content for the council mob, and people who cancel me are people who I don't give a crap about, because what I do ain't for you. The people who I make my stuff for don't cancel anybody, they don't, because I make my stuff for people who disagree with me, and argue with me, but they get along with my stuff. People who don't know how to get into a debate or disagreements are people who cancel people, because you're too much of a coward to get into a debate with someone. If you don't agree with what someone says, then don't watch them. Who the heck are you to cancel anybody? It's like for me, like with R. Kelly, I didn't need to cancel R. Kelly. I'm just not viewing or watching any of his stuff because of the kind of fucked up stuff that he did. But I don't need to say, oh, R. Kelly's cancelled. I don't need to make a freaking announcement, man. Come on, man. Yeah, let's see. Yes, I am currently watching Dragon Ball Superman. So, good. This is pretty expensive. This is the best mine. Pretty expensive. The Snowball is all right. The Yeti, I think that's pretty affordable. The Blue Yeti, I think. Let me even see, how much is the Blue Yeti? I think the Blue Yeti is all right. Like, this is amongst the best. Obviously, I had to invest in it because of what I was doing, but I think as a good introductory mic that has good sound, the Blue Yeti I hear is I think that's what. There we go. Blue Yeti microphone. Yeah. Geez, these prices are pretty crazy. Okay, well, yeah, the Blue Yeti is that, and I think you can get a pretty good price for it. Let me pull this up. So right there, Blue Yeti. I think those ones I think of this. I think it's either Blue Yeti or even Snowball. Those ones are actually pretty good, man. So try those. Try those. Because I think really the best ones are Road, but I do hear that Snowball and Blue Yeti, those ones are actually pretty good, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti. There you go. Um. Oh, $125 for that. I mean, you should be able to get some for under $100. Should be able to go around $100. Yeah, I should actually give you guys. I will do that. I think for my house, I'll give it like a run around. So basically, this one less than a bad fee, but I'll probably do a video on this. So I use the Lumix. So I have two cameras. So this is like a photo camera that I have. This is the G7, and then this is the G5 that I use. Panasonic Lumix, and I have. Oops, and I have. I've got one, two, three. I've got four lenses. So I've got four lenses. So yeah, it's the. Okay, let me show it to you. Yeah, it's the Panasonic Lumix. The G7 and the G5. I think this is the G. Yeah, GH. Oh, sorry, yeah, the GH5. Those are the things that I use. And you know what is very key as well? If so any of you guys doing the whole YouTube thingy, get this thing, man. This is the wireless Rode microphone. Freaking dynamite, man. Because sound is key, man. So this means that you can go from far away, clip it on, and then you have the sound. So this huge. These Rode clip-on mics. Huge. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 is good. I prefer part 1. 2 is very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. And yeah, I mean, I'm about to, after I'm done with Zelda and Animal Crossing, I'm about to get into, because I downloaded Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch. Because I think I own 3 copies of Skyrim. I have Skyrim on the 360. I bought it again for the Xbox One, and I have it on the Nintendo Switch. Haven't played it yet, man. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, I will show you guys my setup, like my green screen, the cameras I use, like my things like that. It's all the things that I use, and like my editing thing and everything, man. So I'll show you guys all that stuff. So guys, look, man, I'm all good, man. So yeah, I want to try and do more of these, man. I think because there's no Champions League, I think I'll definitely be able to have a bit more time to say what's up and be able to do more of these things in the evening. And I want to pretty much get some guys involved in here, man. Politic, I have a Twitch, man. But Politic, me and Danny T, we are doing a football manager stream. So me and him, we're going to be doing a football manager stream, man. So we're going to try and get that CL. Me and your boy Danny T. I'll tell you more about it on the channel. So guys, man, all good. Peace out. Stay true. And I'll remember to subscribe. If you, most of you have subscribed, but if you've not, remember to subscribe on this channel and hit the bell button so you're all aware of whenever I post any more on here. But guys, peace out. Stay true. Stay real. Thanks for your love. Like the vid. Subscribe if you're new. Your boys out. Peace.